Good morning and welcome to Inside Tennessee. Happy to have you with us on this Sunday morning. We're going to focus on the state legislature, and with us this morning, the dean of the state legislature. They're going on almost 5 decades, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, who presides over the Senate, and there is absolutely no truth to the rumor that he injured his ankle by kicking Don Bosch in the bum. Let's clear that up right now.
And the posterior.
Yeah, exactly. Governor, great to have you with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Absolutely. I'm going to introduce our panel there. Down at the end is Eddie Smith. He's a Republican and a former state lawmaker. Nice to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Dennis Francis is a Democrat and runs his own law firm. Dennis, good to see you.
Good morning.
And John North, of course, my colleague here at WBIR.
Good morning.
Good morning. Governor, let's start with what was the big news of the week, and that has to do with the University of Tennessee and name, image, and likeness. We're going to hear NIL a lot more in conversations to come, but we've seen the state of Tennessee, Mr. Skrmetti, the Attorney General, join a lawsuit with yet another state against the NCAA saying, back off. The University of Tennessee has done nothing wrong. Do you think the University of Tennessee has done anything wrong in terms of recruiting or NIL?
I don't think they have. It appears that what they're using is they're using a new rule, but applying it retroactively. And I know retroactive laws are not worth the paper they're written on.
For people looking ahead at this, is there anything that the state legislature might do to curb the NCAA's power to investigate the University of Tennessee?
Well, I think it's more up to the individual schools that make up the membership of the NCAA. I know when years ago we had a problem with girls being able to play full court basketball, and I had Jennifer Azey, who her father came to me, and we took a resolution, and we're going to sort of censure them unless they acted. And I was having difficulty getting it passed until one of the people behind me came up and said, let me have that resolution and I'll give it to, he gave it to Tommy Head, who was Pat Head Summit's. And within a short period of time, it had 75 signatures on it. And we ended up not really introducing it because they were at that meeting coming up that weekend, they reversed their course. Now, whether it was that or whether it was Pat Head Summit saying she wasn't going to recruit girls that played half-court basketball or a number of other things. I think there was a suit that was in court also. So it was part of it.
And you know, I think what's interesting about this case, when you really look at it, it's not just about the university, but it's really about how the NCAA is set up as almost a monopoly in the country, because they're really going about it from the Sherman Act, which is the antitrust. So it's really going after the fact that the NCAA, which we would not allow any other entity to have that kind of power over the amount of resources, people, and money, that really is a lot of state money that they have control over. So I think what the Lieutenant Governor is talking about is there's not a lot the legislature can do. It's got to play itself out in the court system. But I do know that, looking ahead to the session this year, there's a lot of other challenges facing you all. The fact that the state's in a little bit of a deficit right now. Some estimates $250 to $700 million, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, my biggest question for you is, what's kind of looking ahead to tomorrow night, the governor's state of the state, what do you anticipate the process being that you all are going to undertake to really keep the budget balanced?
Well, in the past, and you're probably, most of you are aware of this, we used a lot of recurring money that we expect to get every year on one-time projects, such as building a school, all sorts of things that are just a one-time hit. So we've got probably somewhere north of about $2 billion. And then, if you factor in the growth in state government, you're running somewhere, probably inflation, things like that, somewhere north of about $700 million. And then there's the suit by a number of companies that we'll probably get into more of that later, that could cost the state approximately $1.2 billion on a one-time basis and $400 million on a recurring basis. So that kind of whittles it down. Then any new projects the governor proposes, will take up the remainder of it. So when we get to the budget, probably the first part of April, there won't be a lot for the legislature to spend.
When he talks, of course, one of the big things he's going to talk about is his what we're calling vouchers,
Right.
and that would require a separate sort of revenue streams. Not, he says, coming from what money goes out to school systems right now, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty significant. I wonder where he'd come up with that. Have you got any thoughts, or have you consulted, or has he consulted you about, we're going to need X number of millions of dollars for that, and here's what I'm thinking in terms of paying for it?
He's talked to us in general concepts about what he's proposing to do, but not really a lot about the cost. And we have our own fiscal committee and the fiscal group in the legislature that will go through and analyze that.
Some House Republicans are confident it will get through the House. Are you confident the plan will get through the Senate?
Well, I think the governor's plan will get through the Senate. How it ends up, what it looks like, I'm not sure of, but I think it should get through the Senate.
Do you understand the opposition that some have, including Senator Richard Briggs of Knox County, who's skeptical of using this public money to pay for private education?
Well, I think parents should always have a choice. They do in higher education. And it's a shame when a parent is faced, because of where they live, of having to send a child to a school that's a D or even an F.
Low-performing school.
Right.
We're going to take a quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of our questions. Dennis will bring you in right after this short break on Inside Tennessee.